Bodine here. Welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. See, I'm 62 years old and I've learned that if you stop moving, you start losing. And one of the biggest reasons people losing their health in the 60s, it isn't age, it's inactivity. And the truth is that a body in motion stays in motion. And today, I want to share with you 3 of the things that I do every day to make sure that I stay strong after 60. And anyone can do these things. You just need to start slow and follow the program and stay true to yourself. One of the biggest things that I do every day is walking. And I've said that in the last few videos, but I really wanted to dive into that because a lot of you have asked, what do you do to stay active? You talk about it, but you know that it's staying active and walking. You can see I'm outside right now. I call it nature's therapy, and that's just what I do, is walk. And walking is very, very important, but not everybody can do it, and not at the level that I'm doing it now with hiking, uneven ground, and so forth. But there's walking trails, there's places, your neighborhood, maybe you have a street or a cul-de-sac you can walk around a few times, because movement really does help the joints. It's extremely important, but you need to start again at that level that you can. And if you're struggling with that and you don't know where to start, you can consult a physician. You can get online and you can look those things up, but based on your health needs or where you're at, there is a level in which you can start. And everybody should start small if they're not at a certain level already. Start small and build their way up. Again, this movement's going to help the joints. It's going to make your knees feel better, your body feel better, because it makes the core lock in. All the muscles in the body with walking, very important. And getting outside and seeing all this beautiful, beautiful world that we're in, the blue skies, a little bit hazy today in the green background. Every location has its beauty. Where I'm at, of course, has its desert beauty, and I love that. And that really encourages the mental health. It's so important because it feels free when you're out walking, and you have the ability, then you're mobile, and you have that freedom to be able to walk and do what you want to do. And mental health, of course, into retirement is extremely important. And getting outside, again, going over those items, getting outside and breathing that fresh air, getting the vitamin D. The weather sometimes can be complicated, but depending on your location, sometimes you have to gear up and put on a jacket or maybe a rain jacket, maybe a little bit for the snow. Or if you can't go outside, figure a way to walk around your house. I know it may seem a little bit silly to walk in a circle around your house, even if it's a small area, but that movement or even walking in place is better than sitting in that recliner that we talked about in the last one. Strength resistance, it kind of brings me into that. I talked about that I lift, and I've lifted on and off pretty consistently throughout the years, and it keeps me very strong, I feel. Keeping your strength and your muscle into your 60s, even a little bit earlier than that, you'll find that if you started when you were younger or the movement that you had, muscle memory kicks in. So the first couple of days, the first week, you may be sore, it may be very tiring, but that tiring feeling, that soreness means that you're using muscles that you haven't used in a while. And that strength training is very important, and regardless of what kind of weight you use. I try not to lift heavy, and I just try to lift consistency with high reps, regardless of what the weight is. I said in the other video that you can start with as little as a can of corn, one in each hand, and use them like a dumbbell. You can even go lighter than that. You can do body weight exercises. Just the bare movement of the arm moving back and forth continually and doing some kind of a repetition. Now you can look up body weight exercises on YouTube in your age group, and it's encouraging to do those things. A lot of people don't have the mobility, so there are chair exercises that you can do as well. So extremely important to find an exercise that you can do and incorporate into your daily activity. Again, as long as you're not sitting still and you're doing something. Even if you're not exerting yourself tremendously, you're using and incorporating the muscles to keep you going. Very important to me. I've loved exercise. I love to work out, love to exercise, and you'll find your pattern as well. A lot of people don't like it. It's because of the initial movements, because they've been sedentary for a while and haven't moved. It's the effort that they have to put forward. But once the effort is used, you can do it. Once you get past the tiring part and the soreness of the muscles, the body starts to love, and I guess it just kind of wants the movement. You'll feel it the next day. You're like, I feel like I need to move. But a body left sitting in one place enjoys sitting. and that's not good for the body. It doesn't get the heart pumping. It doesn't get the muscles active. You're not going to burn any extra calories. Then we end up putting on weight, and then it becomes harder to move even more. So simple examples of body weight, or if you don't have any kind of weights, or you don't have a gym membership, that's okay. I don't go to the gym. I have the stuff that I need at home that I've bought throughout the years, and I've kept them because it's so important. I always find a place, no matter where I live, to be able to have some kind of a setup to where I can do floor exercise and move. Push-ups. Push-ups can be one of the best. Now, you don't have to do a traditional push-up. A lot of people, well, they call them girls' push-ups, where you do them from your knees. Well, I'll tell you what, it's better to do them that way than it is a full push-up, because it helps the joints and it helps the body until you get used to it. So push-ups are huge. Light weights, like we talked about with the cans, or even if you have a 1 pound or 3 pound dumbbells, to keep those movements going. You don't want to injure yourself. So if you have any kind of injuries or anything going on, again, consult a physician and just ask them if it's okay to start those things. And you'll find they'll probably say yes. It's very important for you to move with no weight, then incorporate a small amount of weight and increase from there. We're not trying to bodybuild. We're trying to keep the muscle and stay active. That is what is most important. Muscle loss after 60 is a huge problem, because as we get older, we do deteriorate the muscle, and the body wants to kind of shut down, and our metabolism really shuts down a little bit. So encouraging the diet to help increase the metabolism and support what we're doing for the energy and the high proteins to keep the muscle able to feed and stay strong, because we don't want to lose muscle. We're going to, but we don't want to lose as much if we can save it. So by eating the protein and keeping those muscles active, you're going to find that it's going to slow down the process in which the muscle deteriorates and keep you mobile more often. The biggest thing about that is any kind of motion, like I say, with walking or body weight exercise, is going to keep those muscles active that you have, and eating the right diet is going to keep that very strong and moving forward for you. Muscle loss after 60 is one of the biggest reasons that we slow down. And also with muscle loss, muscle use helps you burn the fat. The movement helps you burn the fat. Without that, we become a sitting individual and ended up putting more weight on, and we're going to slow down even more. So that's a very difficult way to do it. If you can't exercise, if you don't like to lift, or if you have joint problems or something that stops you from being able to lift and build those muscles, again, just movement. Yard work is a big one. It keeps you mobile. It keeps you, having to bend down here and there and walk around the yard, stay outside, get a little bit of sun. You don't want too much, but you want to make sure that you can get out and get the fresh air and keep moving. And so yard work is extremely important. If you don't have a yard, just planting maybe a couple of pots outside, spending time outside watering those and taking care of your flowers or your pots outside, grow some vegetables, or hiking like we're doing now. This is what I do every day, is hike. And it's one of the reasons I started the channel. I wanted to be able to walk and share with people what I was going through with this, unemployment and then into retirement, where I'm at today. But I said to myself, I'm not going to get down. I'm going to stay active, extremely important, and do the things I love to do. And hiking is a big one for me because I have all this beautiful area, all this beautiful land in my area that we can hike. And if you don't have this, you've definitely got some walking trails or a street or a sidewalk that you can walk down. And that leads me into projects. Hiking is one thing that I love to do, and exercise, of course, and that's my daily routine. But projects are another thing that I do on a daily basis. So I talked about woodworking, and I talked about this with YouTube and building these videos. Love that. Learning more editing, which I don't edit these videos at all. This is real life in retirement and what I do. And this one today, of course, how I stay active. So the projects in woodworking are big for me, and just staying busy in general, staying mentally active is a huge part of it for me. So what I like to do is, by staying active in this in the day, throughout the day, is just make sure that every day when I wake up, I usually get up about 4:30, is that I keep active in just thinking about what those movements are for the day and what I'm going to do, and prepare my movements for the day with my weightlifting. So again, about 5 days a week, I'm lifting weights, and it's 6 days a week walking for sure, if not 7, and hiking. And that's one of the reasons that I think when waking up in the daytime and staying mentally active and thinking about what I'm going to do, what I'm going to talk about in the next video, and what's happened to me the last couple days before I make these videos, to be able to give you the content and taught you about what I'm going through in retirement. So those are some of the huge items that I do every day, and I encourage everybody to do that. But if you don't stay active mentally and you're not motivated and find the motivation to get up and get out and move, it's not going to happen for you. So I encourage you to look at some motivational and just keep moving. Because again, there's people that are in their 70s, in their 80s that are running marathons. Not everybody can do it. You shouldn't have to run a marathon. I don't like to run. I like to hike. But what it shows you, if other people can do it, then generally you can do it too. And not everybody has the same makeup. Everybody's different. There are some health issues that people go through, but even with health issues, there are things that your physician or your doctor or exercises you can find to do to keep that body and that blood pumping and stay active. Every day I say it, the world is crazy out there, but you can always stay active. You can always do something for yourself or somebody else to make yourself or them happy. It's great to do for others. And every day do something to make yourself feel good. We'll see you in the next one.